notion that, hey, leadership is all about creating vision. And the other one is passion. Let's use those 2 points, vision and passion. So I could say, when we talk about leadership, vision is critical. Because without vision, people won't take action. And yet, leadership is action. Secondly, as a leader, you need passion in your heart. Because without passion, then people won't see that fire in you, the fire that will kick them out of their rear, out of their comfort zone, to start going, to start taking action. Because at the end of it all, leadership is action. See what I've done? I've talked about vision once, I've talked about passion once, and yet I've talked about leadership is action at least 3 times. The other key thing is, after knowing what the overriding point is, because that will be your rallying call, because then people will remember that, and they will even, you see, the reason why an overriding point is critical, when you say it over and over again, you ask people, so what was it talking about? It's like, you are saying that leadership is action, because they were hearing it as a song almost. One of the favorite speeches I've ever had was by Martin Luther King, I have a dream. So he kept saying, I have a dream, I have a dream. So his concept was to sell hope into the future. But he kept saying, I have a dream, I have a dream. So that's why it's known as a have a dream speech. Then so now we know how the introduction should look like, we know the main point, then you have to know your body. So now once you know your body, once you know your overriding point, then the body should be having other sub-points. So in this case, the overriding point is leadership is action. And let's see whether I can put something together here. So assuming this is the table, leadership is action, that's what it is. This is the main point, this table here. Then the sub-points should be the stance to keep this going. So I have my 4 fingers here. Those are the sub-points to support the point. So one of the key points could be passion, vision, plan, could be something like community. So those are the sub-points which now you have to keep emphasizing to support this point of leadership is action. Now, as you're emphasizing this point also, remember this, that if you can back that sub-point with some evidence, with a story, with an illustration, then it will add meat to your point. Don't just put a point across, say, passion is important because leadership is action. Well, that communicates. But if you can say, you know, passion is critical because last night I met John. John was working up to 10 p.m. in the night. And I asked him, John, why are you still working on this project? He said, you know what? Because I love it. It's in my heart. It's my calling. And you know, that is the kind of passion I'm talking about. You see what I'm doing there? So I'm using an example or an illustration to emphasize that point. And it is also evidence-based. So it might mean also that you quote statistics from magazines, from history books, from encyclopedia, from Wikipedia. So if you can quote authoritative points, then it will add meat to your body. And lastly, of course, is the conclusion. You conclude by emphasizing a couple of points. One is you restate the point, the main point, which is leadership is action. And you paint a glamorous future with a call to action. What do you really want people to do? And you have to end on a high note with high energy, because remember once again that people recall especially the opening and the conclusion. So how do you create, so the key is to create hope among people. Now, how do you call people to action? One is you challenge people. Number 2, you call them upon their highest values. What do they honor? Because when you challenge people upon their highest values, they will step up. Then you appeal to their hearts and you move this towards what you want them to act after your speech, meaning you have a certain direction which you have to state. Here is an example. This is something I'm quoting directly from my book, Public Speaking Secrets Exposed. Watch this. You could say something like, I call upon you, I challenge you to rise up and work together and believe in one another and support one another to see this organization getting back to its feet. Let's start today by signing up our names as leaders committed to meeting every end of the month to chart out strategies and taking action on what would make this a reality. So now there are a couple of things here. I call upon you, that is a challenge. I call upon you, I challenge you. Now, to work together, that's what you want them to do. But then there is something else. Let's start today. If you can get people to act now by signing up our names, that's a clear call to action. Not, okay guys, I think that's all I have to say, so I think my time is up. Thank you so much for listening. That's not what an effective public speaker does. You know which direction you want them to go, and you challenge them, you call upon their highest values. But remember, you must also speak with energy and on a high note, so they feel you. They should feel the ground shaking if possible. So that's what I mean by challenging them and calling them to their highest values. Now, let's look at this call to action again closely. Number one, it is a challenge. You are specific as to what you want them to do, when and why, which is today. Why? Because it's important for our community. And what to do if you are not given advance notice. So now this is now like a bonus, so to speak. Have you ever been somewhere speaking and not speaking even, you're just seated in the audience, but because you're an honorable member of the community, someone is speaking and then someone comes and whispers in your ear, oh, by the way, after that speaker, you'll be next. Just come and give people a word. I don't like that. I'm sure you don't like that either. But some people mess it up. And I'm going to give you some pointers on how best to handle such a situation if it ever occurs. I'm adding this as a bonus to preparing for your presentations and speaking, because I usually hear this question and it has happened to me before. A couple of things. One is keep your calm. See, the key thing is you don't have to start fidgeting, oh, I'm in trouble, and you start sweating and drying up your face and saying, oh, no, this can't be. No, just keep calm as if you're this ever-present, wonderful diplomat that is an expert at what you're doing. Number two is ask the organizer of the ceremony how much time is allocated to you. And the reason that is important is someone might say, hey, come and give us a word, give us a talk. In your culture, in your mindset, you could be used to that a speech takes at least 15 minutes. Now, I've been to certain cultures whereby a speech typically takes 5 minutes. So you might be in this different culture where they're expecting you to speak for 5 minutes. For you, meanwhile, you're enjoying the 15 minutes and you're getting people to feel jittery, to feel uncomfortable that you're using a lot of time. So ask them how much time. Then as you're doing that, also ask them, hey, at the end of my talk, how do you want them to be thinking, feeling, and behaving? Again, purpose, purpose, purpose. So you're asking this organizer because, excuse me. Yes, you're asking the organizer this because you know that the organizers, they know why they picked on you in the first place. But for you could be in the green, you don't know why they picked on you. So it's important to ask them what they expect of you. So then you implement exactly that. So what you do is they could be having a microphone. So grab the mic, put it on the side, say, so how, at the end of my speech, what do you want people to think, feel, and behave? Then they tell you, they whisper. Sometimes they call you, may not get a chance they may not even come. They might call you when they're on stage. Don't just get on. Ask these questions quickly. Grab the mic, say, excuse me, please, before you leave, one, how much time do I have? Oh, 3 minutes. Okay, good. So how do you want these people to be thinking, feeling, and behaving? If you can talk about why it's important for us to raise money for the school and why everyone should contribute, that would be fantastic. Now you know what they want you to communicate about or talk about and how people should behave. So then now you have some guidelines. But the key is clear your mind and think of the main point, and that will drive the purpose home. So keep it short and sweet. And here's the thing. Never, ever, ever, ever. I mean, let me say it again. Never, ever, ever, ever tell the audience that you were not prepared, that you are just ambushed. Ever say that. It's dangerous. So, you know, where I've seen someone just comes on stage, like, sorry guys, I was not prepared, but, I was just ambushed, but let me see what I'll do. No, because remember, in the line of credibility, if you're not prepared, why should I listen to you? So that's an immediate turn off. So never say that, my friend. So before I tell you the key points is, see, the key is do your best, act as if you're already prepared, and then this person who gave you last second notice, you can then now, after then, you can now go and grab them in the night and put them on the wall and give them a serious treatment. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you break the law, but you're getting my point. Never state it in front of the crowd how you are unprepared, how you were ambushed. No, raise those concerns and those issues with the organizer such that in the future they do something better. All right, here are some key points to note from this module. One is, remember, who is your audience? And we talked about things like age, their income group, their challenges, their victories, and the like. Then you have to know your purpose. That clarity is power. I remember getting that from Anthony Robbins, that clarity is power. When you're clear, amazing things happen. Then when you're introducing, grab the audience right away. The main, during the body, you should state the main point with the sub points, and then make sure that you, in your conclusion, you're really restating the main point, paint a glamorous future, and what you really want people to do. And what to do if you're not given an advance notice. Those are some of the things that you have to do, which I've hinted onto you. Not given advance notice, act like you're ready, prepared, and never say those things that I wasn't. So next, your action point is prepare your speech, ask and be clear about the purpose, and write down the main points. And then when you go to deliver, start with a bang and end with a bang, baby, because that's what you deserve to do. All right? Good. I'll see you in the next module.